friends, it's Amy at Doki Doki Forest. I'm so glad you're here. Come on in, settle in. We are going to jump down a rabbit hole today, but it's really fun, I promise, and worth the journey. So today is Thursday, which means it's hashtag Thrifty Thursday. This is a super fun open collab. Anyone can jump in and share whatever they're finding at thrift stores or yard sales if it's that time of season where you are, if it's warm enough, up shops, charity shops, flea markets if you have that right now where you are. You know, something secondhand that you picked up and it's a really good deal. You can maybe use it in journaling or not. You know, you can just pretty much share anything at all. And this hashtag is hosted by Sheree over at Turquoise Dreaming. I will have her info down below. And if you do jump in, be sure to tag her so she can find you. And be sure to use the hashtag so we can find you. It's really fun to see what kind of bargains people are finding. Now, one of the things I love to share on Thrifty Thursday are books. I love finding books. Sometimes I pick them up because I'm thinking I want to harvest images from them for a journal or art project, collage, something like that. Sometimes I pick them up thinking I'm going to turn them into an altered book, which I haven't actually done yet, but more on that later. I do have a project that I am hoping to have ready for the beginning of January. I won't say January 1st because that's coming up real fast, but I would like to have it ready in January. And sometimes I just like to share books that I find very inspirational. They have beautiful illustrations or stories, something that kind of transports and takes you away and just really gets your imagination flowing. It's something that just delights the inner child. And that's exactly what I'm sharing with you today. So when I was at a book sale a few weeks ago, maybe a couple months now, you know, the time's flying, I came across these two books, Little Mouse on the Prairie and Flutterby. These are two hardcover books, and they are part of a huge collection of books called Serendipity books. They are written by Stephen Cosgrove and illustrated by Robin James. And these books were my life growing up. There is Serendipity the Dragon, and these are Serendipity books. This one's copyright 1976. And you will just see that the illustrations are amazing. Look at that little horse bum. And this one's probably either the 70s or 80s as well. There's a whole series of these books. This one's 1978. But this made me want to share with you my collection of books that I have. So these are the two I found at the book sale. I already have a copy of these, but if ever I see these books, I just pick them up. I don't know if I'm going to alter them. Probably not. But I have a collection of hardcover books, lots of them. And I got this whole stack from a yard sale. I mean, it was a while ago, like, a couple decades ago, to be honest. But I got this whole stack of hardcovers. So these are sort of a Thrifty Thursday. They're just not recent, except for those two that I just showed you. And then I have the soft covers, which are like the originals. So these are the original older ones. Then they came out with these ones that are later editions. And then there's also these ones. Yes, I have a ton of them. And these are all secondhand, except for the ones I bought firsthand when I was a kid. And some of these are from my collection. So for example, this one, Little Mouse on the Prairie, was released as a hardcover. And then it was released as a cute little soft cover. And these ones here, they're very thin. The ones that are released more recently are thicker. So let's see, if I show you the spines, you can see how thin the original is, and then how much thicker the newer editions are. And you can see how worn. Can you see how worn? Yeah, you can see how worn the original spine is as well. And here is a beautiful picture on the back. This is the picture I would always see of Robin James and Stephen Cosgrove. And if I didn't see that one, I would see this picture is probably the original, this black and white. And these books were introduced to me by my second grade teacher, Miss Daw. So thank you, Miss Daw. Shout out. No idea where she is right now, but just, you know, I never forgot her name, and I never forgot that she introduced us to these books. So she read these books to the class, and I just fell in love with them. The illustrations are really beautiful, and each one tells a story of one of these little critters dealing with something difficult. Some difficulty has befallen them. Maybe they're being made fun of or excluded. Something's happening. They somehow come up with a positive way to deal with it. And at the end of the story, there'll be like a little rhyme. For example, this one says, "So when you're hard at work or working hard at play, remember Tweezle's laughter on that crystal winter's day." And it won't make a lot of sense just reading it like that, but you know, if you read the story, it will. And then at the end, you would have the list of all the other books you could collect. And that's what I did after my teacher read these stories to us. And we didn't have the hardcovers when I was growing up. These I found at the yard sale. But I grew up with these ones like this. So here's the hardcover of Flutterby. But my copy was like this. So you can see them side by side. They're both beautiful. A little bit different. And I'm always more partial to these ones just because that's what I grew up with. But I love these ones because they're so sturdy. So that's really nice. So some of these are my originals. But yet I decided to go out and just start collecting these books. And I had quite a good collection. Even when I was older, I still collected them if I was out and about and I happened to see one, because I just loved the pictures. And these really got me reading a ton. Look how cute this is though. Like, look at the pictures. I just love this. So on some autumn morning, look into the frosty pool. You'll see in your reflection that you're a Flutterby too. So these books were just really helpful for, you know, just kind of dealing with life and feeling like maybe if you felt like a misfit or you didn't fit in, these books would like help you realize you're not alone. You know, there's other creatures that feel that way, and someone else had to feel that way in order to come up with these stories. This was a popular one, Leo the Lop. I loved this one. And let me just read you the back. It says, "Serendipity books have warmed the hearts of young and old for over 2 decades, becoming classics in children's literature. Each beloved tale teaches youngsters how to deal with the challenges of their world, providing them with positive solutions to difficult problems. Join the whimsical characters in this beautifully illustrated collection as they entertain and inspire every reader." So here's Serendipity, a beautiful sea dragon. So there's an egg on the iceberg. The egg hatches. She was big, pink, and scared. I guess for all practical purposes you could call her a sea serpent, though she really wasn't. So here she is trying to figure out what she is. "Who or what are you?" asked the walrus. "I don't know who or what I am," she cried. And then the walrus teaches her how to swim. And then she says, "I must be somebody. Why, I don't even have a name." "I may not be able to figure out who or what you are, but I surely can give you a name," said the walrus. From now on, you shall be called, Serendipity. And then they go on a journey, and they come across this dolphin who's trapped in a net. So Serendipity says, should we try to help the old dolphin, or should we hurry on our way? Always help where you can, Serendipity, said the walrus. And as your name suggests, you will always find valuable things you are not looking for. So then they go on their way. The fishermen come back for their net. They throw a harpoon at the walrus, and Serendipity steps in, or swims in, I should say, knocks the boat over. And then she does pick them up and put them on the boat so that way, they don't drown or anything. But she saves the walrus and she saved the dolphin. And then they go on their way. And they come across this really polluted water. So she says, would it not be wise to dive low and swim away from all of this? Asked Serendipity. She looked a little silly, for she had a banana stuck on her nose. No, said the walrus, running away won't help the water or the fish that swim in it. So she makes these huge waves because she's gotten so much bigger. So she makes all these huge waves, and they carry all the pollution and oil and trash and everything. The waves carry it all the way back to the land. And then she finds out that the walrus and the dolphin are actually the leaders of all the fishes. And she says, but why hadn't you told me before? I have come all this way only to find that you were the ones who would tell me who or what I am, she cried. Serendipity, said the dolphin. We encountered many dangers on our trip here, and you overcame all of them. In doing so, you have discovered that you are brave and kind, and that is what you are. As to who you are, said the walrus, you are Serendipity, and like your name, you always gained riches that you did not seek. And she says, that is all well and good, said Serendipity. But now that I know who and what I am, what am I to do? As you are now the largest of all the fishes of all the world, said the walrus and the dolphin, we hereby proclaim that you shall be the guardian of all the seas. It shall be your duty to protect the waters of the world from the land dwellers, and to make sure that the oceans stay clear and blue. And then the little poem in this one says, if you ever throw your garbage in the ocean, lake, or sea, you'd better start to rowing, for there will be serendipity. So look at this naughty guy. He's thinking about throwing his Duncan's cup in the water, and there she is like, oh, no, you don't. And then here is Snaffles, and to be honest, that was the first book I ever got. And I do have, let me see. I don't have my original copy of it, but I do have a copy. See, 25 cents. So see, I was been collecting these here and there. They're usually pretty cheap. And it is beat up, but that's okay. I don't have a better copy of the soft cover, so I'll just keep it. But this one actually has the same cover. Sometimes they're the same and sometimes they're different. But I know this was the first book that I bought for myself. And this is one of my favorite stories, Cartouche. I loved this one. This is a beautiful story. And I know Coralie at Magic by the Ocean found this at one of her local shops and shared this book. And she was wondering if anybody had heard of these Serendipity books. And I was like, yes, I know these books. And I loved this book too. This is all the furries. The furry Eiffels. And they get a bit grouchy. And then this beautiful snake comes to talk to them. And she can't see. But all of the furry Eiffels love to look at everything. They love to see all the beauty, so they don't want to sleep and miss anything. And then they meet this snake who can't see anything. And they say, but you must be poor, one of them said, for you cannot see all the riches of the beautiful forest. Ah, said Cartouche, beauty is not just in seeing things. It's also in touching and feeling and hearing things. And with that, Cartouche listened very quietly and heard the beautiful forest growing in the warm spring air. Leo the Lop was another favorite. I have several copies of this one, so I've got a smaller version of the hardcover. a larger version that matches these other ones. This one's this is a weekly reader edition, I guess. And this one's kind of on its own. I don't have another hardcover that's that size. They're generally all like this. And then I have, I can't find my soft cover. Oh, here's a Leo the Lop. So here's a Leo the Lop here. Same picture. And you know this is one of the later editions too, because it would put the moral right on the cover. Whereas these ones here, the originals, did not. So I kind of like that they didn't put it on there and you just had like a surprise of not knowing. Like, look at how pretty that is. You didn't know what the moral of the story was going to be, or, you know, the little rhyme at the end. I absolutely love all the ones with horses. Look at that chipmunk. He looks kind of sassy, doesn't he? Oh, that's a big chipmunk. Or a small Pegasus. It's gorgeous. I love those pictures so much. But Leo the Lop was very popular. This is a really cute one. Leo the Lop has floppy ears, and all the other bunnies have ears that go up. So they're like laughing at Leo. Your ears, they drag on the ground. You just aren't normal. So, you know, just the classic picking on someone different. Possum Patty. So Leo's trying to get the ears to stand up straight by hanging upside down. And then it spawned 2 more stories. So we have Leo the Lop, Tale 2, and I have the hardcover and the soft cover, so you can see it's a little different. And Leo the Lop, Tale 3. And then there was even Grandpa Lop, and this was another favorite of mine. I loved Grandpa Lop. Look how sweet Grandpa Lop is, just snuggling all of those bunnies. Who wouldn't want a nice little hug? But I just love this. Even the pictures of the trees, the colors, everything is just absolutely beautiful. And the stories are beautiful too. The characters are just amazing. So I love these now just as much as I did when I was little. Creole, this is another one I had when I was little. And this is, if I remember correctly, it's been a while since I've read it. I believe all the creatures make fun of Creole and say that they are very ugly. So there's an egg. This happens, this seems to be a theme. Yeah, it says, beneath of all that which made her so ugly was the most beautiful heart that had ever beat anywhere in the world. Because of her beautiful heart, Creole thought the most beautiful thoughts that could ever be thought. She thought of love, for her heart was full of love. She thought of happiness, for her heart was full of happiness. And she thought of tenderness, for she was the gentlest of all the creatures. So she's like this really sweet creature, and this one would... Oh no, somebody made a little crease, a little, what do they call it, dog ear on there. But she finds a little friend and this little alligator who's very cute. And they help each other. Whoops, they help each other. And then, look, Creole, it's a happy ending. Creole winds up with all the friends and everything's okay. But this one would like break my heart when I was a kid. And then we have Trapper, little harp seal, Jake O'Shaughnessy, Morgan Morning, which is a beautiful, beautiful unicorn. I just love these. I love the stories just as much as the illustrations. The gnome from Gnome. They look a bit cold. Blue nose, that's not good, right? You're not supposed to have a blue nose, are you? No. This was another favorite. Shimmery, I loved this one. I remember I just thought the pictures in here were so stunning. Look at this. This one is so gorgeous. I love the color schemes. So like there's a lot of blue, like look at those wings. I love the tail, everything, the shine. This is just so gorgeous. It's a little seed. And then I think they travel and they see like all these other colors. Or is it when the seed blossoms? Oh, here we go. Yeah, so I loved how when the seed starts to, the little sapling starts to grow there, or seedling starts to grow there, you can see the reflection of the green on all the crystals. I thought that was so gorgeous growing up. And now they all look green. They're getting a green shimmer because of all the reflections. But these are just really, and then look at that. I loved that too. So at dawn, they have all these other colors reflected. They've got like the beautiful pinks and purples. Look at that. They find a beautiful red rose. So they were afraid of the seed and what was happening. They didn't understand. See, said Sheree gleefully, you had nothing to fear but fear itself. So from that day forward, color was brought into the land of crystalline things, and all the creatures learned not to fear that which they didn't understand. So these stories are just really great. And I could read some of these if you want me to read one of these. I can share a whole story another time. This was another one of my favorites. Of course, we got a dragon, Trafalgar, True. Loved this one too. Like, look at how beautiful this dragon is. Absolutely love it. Another mystery. A sunstone. And look, the dragon is sad. But don't worry, sometimes these guys are sad, but it turns out okay. In Search of the Save-Opotamus. Knitter Pitter. I liked this one too. Mine looked like this. So this is the soft cover of that one. Pretty similar, but you have the raven or the crow there. I guess it's easier to show the hardcovers than these ones, but I just loved horses. So this was another favorite. This was another favorite, Morgan and Me. I used to wish I was this girl and I could come across a unicorn that's stuck and help free the unicorn and become friends. Like, how awesome would that be? This is what I thought about when I was at school and the teacher was trying to teach something and I was like spacing out. I was off like in this world. Like, here I am, I'm off helping a unicorn. I can't concentrate on math. How about this one? Cap'n Smudge. Got a little something for everyone. Let me scooch these ones out of the way so I can just show you. Bengali. Maui Maui. This is a beautiful book too. Weedle on the Needle. The Dream Tree. Hucklebug. Katundra. And Razzmatazz. This is another one I got early on too. And then over here, here's Jake O'Shaughnessy. We saw that one as a hardcover. And this is my actual book. It's a mess, but that one is actually mine. Some of these other ones I don't know. Like, I know I had Razzmatazz. I don't know if this is actually mine. No, because this has a stamp from a bookstore. So yeah, I think most of mine have been lost to time. But here's some more Morgan books. I loved these. Morgan and Me. Morgan and You. Like, how cute is that? Let's just open up to a page. Look, Hello Sheep has a unicorn horn. But I think that that's a little bit of a tragic tale of how that happened. So I'll leave that in case we read it later. The Dream Tree. Again, I think I showed the hardcover of that one. Gabby. This was another favorite. There's Cartouche. Shimmery. I showed you that one. That's a favorite. Is this my copy? This might actually be mine. Yeah, this is probably mine because, see, I'm checking off what I had. So I think this actually is my copy. Now here's one I got for 10 cents. See, you just can't beat the price. Jingle Bear. Look at that cute little bear. I mean, you could like frame all of these pictures. They're awesome. Memily. Katundra. Trapper, we saw as a hardcover. It's a little bit of a different cover. And again, 10 cents. And look at this one, Glitter By Baby, 25 cents. Look at these gorgeous horses. I just can't get enough. Pegasus, my bad. It's a horse and a Pegasus. These are beautiful. So these are just so inspiring to look at. I'll just keep flipping through. We've got Squeakers, a couple different covers for the same book. I'm partial to this one. This is like the original cover, and this is the updated one. Buy one, get one free. Featherfin, I had this one growing up as well. Buttermilk. Hucklebug. Maynard's Mermaid. Look, sale price, 2 for $3.95. I mean, I can't resist this one. Look, it's got a little dragon. There he is in a boat. There he is. So you probably can tell. Oh, here's Jingle Bear. I didn't even know I had two. I got 2 copies of it. A little bit different. This one's got the thicker spine. This one's thinner. Dragolin. This was a favorite, of course, because of the beautiful dragon. And, oh yeah, these later books had like a bookmark too, so you could rip it out and there'd be a little bookmark in there. So that was pretty cool. Beautiful. The Marshes of Weaselana. Look at these dragons just lounging. Ooh, some centaurs or centaurs in the back there, a Pegasus. And look at that sweet little dragon. Oh, he would scrunch up his face into the most amazing contortion and grunt and groan, but the best he could do was blow a bit of half-baked smoke out his nose. The other dragons left Dragolin all alone. They didn't want to be cruel, and watching that pudgy little monster try to light his flame was funny beyond words. And look, this little armadillo. So just all kinds of cool creatures are in these books too. You know, creatures you might not see all the time. Here's another one I loved. Misty Morgan. Beautiful. But you can probably tell that these books definitely inspired my art style, or just like the way I like to draw, that whimsical look. I don't draw anywhere near as well as this, obviously. Like, I don't draw like this, but looking at these pictures, it's like that was the aesthetic that I loved. I love the big eyes. Between these books and like anime and stuff, like I love the big eyes. I love the magical creatures. I love the stories. Look at this beautiful cat. Ooh, and a wizard. I mean, what's not to like? We got everything. And of course we have a dog. We don't leave the little pups out. This is Rhubarb. How sweet is Rhubarb? We've got some ducks too. Gotta have some ducks, some sheep. Just too cute. Oh no! They're being mean to Rhubarb. I'm sure it'll end well, but yes, they always have to go through some strife in these books, you know? It's like life. You have some curveballs, some mean people, or just things don't go your way. Oh, this one is gorgeous. I mean, they're all gorgeous, but like, look at that. So beautiful. And look, more dragons. So yeah, these books definitely inspired me to want to also create worlds like this with all kinds of creatures and animals. These were my favorite things in the world to read. Hey, I just saw Poppy Seed, and now here's another one. I have 2 of that one, too. It's been a while since I've really taken out my whole collection. So some of these I forgot. Like, I don't even remember this one here. Knitter Pitter, I have a couple of. Lady Rose, this is another one that has 2 different covers. And Fanny, look how gorgeous this cat is. Let's see, let's look at a page. Oh, is that Rhubarb? Oh, that says Ruby. Yeah, so that must be Rhubarb from the other story. How cute. They all live at the farm together, it looks like. And this one's falling apart, mingling. Unfortunately, the book is separating, but oh, look, you can see the bookmark in here, though. Serendipity is the gift of finding riches not sought for. So that's cool. That one still has a bookmark. But look, beautiful panda and parrots. So these are wonderful just for getting your imagination all fired up. If you ever see these at your thrift store or book sale or op shop, I would definitely recommend picking these up. Doesn't matter which one you get. They're all lovely. Like I said, I've been collecting since I was in 2nd grade. So that's why I've amassed quite a collection at this point. But yeah, they're beautiful. So I hope you enjoyed looking at all of these books. If you would like me to read one of them all the way through, I certainly can. And yeah, let me know if you've heard of these, if you enjoyed these books growing up, if you had a favorite. Let me know. Either one that you just saw me show here, or if you grew up with these and you have a favorite from your childhood, let me know. I would love to find out. I never know how many people know about this sort of thing. I don't know if this is like a common thing that most classrooms had and stuff, you know, in the 80s, or if it was just my teacher, Miss Daw, you know, introduced them. And then I knew to just look for them. Every time we went out to the store, I'd go right over. They had like a spinny book rack, you know, and I would check it and they would have these books loaded up on it. And I would pick out one, you know, bring it home and love it. And the next time we go out, can I get a book? And my parents were very good. They didn't want to buy me like random stuff, but a book, they said, you know, we'll always buy you a book because books are really important and we want you to read. And you know what? I was a big reader then, and I'm a big reader now. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I hope your inner child was delighted by all of these books and creatures and animals. I hope you have an awesome rest of your week, and I will see you again soon.